Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights. Been thinking a lot about the digital world and the fact that you could have a collecting avatar. So I'm going to suggest 6 different collecting avatars from the world of basketball that you could put a face on and a concept behind and think about how you go about your collecting, because everybody's different. There's not necessarily right ways or wrong ways. There probably are some wrong ways and some ways that don't fit your wallet and the time constraints that you have and the interest that you have, but collect what you like and collect in a way that you enjoy. So thanks sponsors, Heritage Auctions, Huggins & Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, ComC.com, Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication, and Upper Deck, Panini, and Topps. I was thinking about just in the world of basketball, wouldn't you love that your collecting avatar is a superstar, one of these really great players, immediate recognizability. If that's your attitude and the avatar, the way you see yourself in your collecting experience, then you're probably a player collector and it's a superstar. I think a lot of people do that. You don't necessarily have an unlimited budget, but you have a real passion for what you're doing and you want to be the best, just like a superstar has natural ability, but then has that drive to excel. A collecting avatar superstar to me would be somebody that's very aggressively going after the best. Second one is just a solid starter. Maybe they're 3-and-D, maybe they're a big man, maybe they're a point guard. Role player is probably too pejorative. I think they're more than a role player. They'd be a solid starter. If that's your collecting, but there are some limitations compared to the superstar. So you're not in that league of a superstar collecting avatar. You're a little more restrained, a little more limited. You have less time, less money, less energy, but you still have a solid collection. And your passion, you're maybe a little more under control and more unselfish, let's say. Number 3 is being a bench warmer. Again, they're common cards, but I don't know that they're common players in that anybody that was in the NBA, whether at the end of the bench, could have been a terrific college player and an all-state high school player and all the way down. But if that's your collecting avatar as of a bench warmer, then to me, what you're looking at, and I would hate to say that's me, but you're more interested in the long tail. You're looking for these bargains. You're looking for these undiscovered, these diamonds in the rough. And just like bench warmers in the NBA, I watched the Linsanity documentary on the treadmill a few weeks ago, and I realized Jeremy Lin needed a break. He was a bench warmer until he got a shot, and he made the most of it for a good while and became a phenomenon. So that's clearly a way to do it, to be working the long tail, looking for bargains, and looking for a break. Some of those breaks could come in a physical break. Because I was wondering, another reason people do breaks is because it's the best chance they've got of getting a life-changing card without spending life-changing money. So it's lottery type odds, very slim, but if you get something amazing, then all is forgotten. Number 4 was being the coach. I think I'm more of a consultant than a coach, but a coach decides who to put in, when to put him in, how long to leave him in the game, who's got the hot hand, what would the timing be. I think there are people that approach the hobby that way, that it's trying to figure out when do I get in and out of a certain player. Now that's not fun for me. I'm more of a buy and hold, but a real coach is trying to think, who do I need to have on the floor at this time? And I am going to be giving more reps and opportunities for the guys that I think are going to come through. If you're more of a coach avatar, you're following the sport and then you're getting in and out of the players according to who do you think gives you the best chance to win. Okay. Number 5 is the general manager, the GM, or the president of basketball operations, depends on the franchise. And that's where the trades are made at that level and where the prospecting is done for the draft, which again, Ben Eklar, when we hired him, he was a baseball prospect specialist and he had lived it and breathed it for a number of years. And he came in and did great stuff for us at Beckett Publications at the time. And he went to Panini and is doing, again, bright guy, but his niche at that time was prospecting. So that's like a GM. And I think there's money to be made. There's enjoyment to be had if you approach your collecting as more of a general manager, that you're the trades, the prospecting, the fielding a team is, especially for the long term, really building the roster of who you're going to collect. Finally, the most fun one is being the owner. Pro sports has gotten to the point where you have to be extremely wealthy to be an owner of a team. You would think that owning something, a business, it would be important that business would make money. Apparently not for some of these franchises. What's more important than making money is winning championships. So that's the same thing as a collector. Your collecting avatar would be as a basketball team owner if you're mainly interested in bragging rights and flexing and winning the championship of having the best collection. So you got to put yourself in position to get more and more of these grail cards, which again, by the original definition, ought to be something very rare and extremely valuable. Making money is not the goal. I think losing big bucks maybe is, but you're not losing if you're converting cash that you have plenty of as an owner, if you're a wealthy owner, into cards. Liquidity is not a big deal. The main thing you want to do is accumulate these grail cards and put yourself in a position to win a championship. And the championship is having the best collection, the most, not necessarily the most valuable, but it could be, you could have a niche, whether it's basketball or you've got the best collection of a certain player or a certain team. There's any number of ways to define it. But clearly, if you have an owner mindset or an avatar for the way you go about collecting, it's less about the money. It's about getting the bragging rights. The amazing thing is that the people that have spent the big bucks 10 years ago for the really tough cards are really having the last laugh, even if they paid over market. But that's what owners do. They pay over market in order to have a chance at winning a championship. And that's why there have to be salary caps and luxury taxes, because these owners will continue to do whatever it takes. I'm not advising this category 6 of being an owner to do whatever it takes. Again, I hate to say I'm a bench warmer, but I love the long tail. I think it's fun. If it doesn't make very much money, not a big deal to me. Maybe I'm a solid starter, but I don't think I'm a superstar in the sense that I'm so passionate that I'm going to just write huge checks for huge cards. Again, if the price was a lot lower, I would. I did back in the day, but I'm not now. So at any rate, this is just another kind of whimsical way to look at collecting. And if you had an avatar, would it be a superstar, a solid starter, a bench warmer, a coach, a general manager, or an owner? Everybody loves being an owner, but not everybody can own an NBA team. Everybody can have a card collection that can have some degree of bragging rights, because cards are cool. And when people are non-collectors and you show them your collection, they don't have any idea that this is a $5 card or a $500 card in many cases. Anyway, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll be back again Monday with another episode.